Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to my channel. I've got an oracle and tarot card reading for you, and one card already fell out when I was shuffling the oracle cards, and it's come to the edge. So Spirit is wanting you to take a chance on something, take a leap of faith. So let's pull some more oracle and see what else Spirit wants to say about this. I'll get two more from this deck, and then we'll pull some tarot. Time for a nap. That's the opposite energies here. Interesting. So we have come to the edge. Time for a nap. Ooh, higher power. Okay, so interesting. So I'm kind of getting from this that you're hesitating at this edge. It's like spirit, higher power, there's something very strong coming through here from your spirit team, wanting you to take a chance on something, and you're like, I will, but first I need to take a nap. So I feel like this is kind of like a hesitating sort of energy. So let's see what else comes through with the tarot. The higher power, I feel like there's a couple things that Spirit wants to say about that message there with the higher power, but they want me to pull tarot first. Okay, so let's see. Let's clarify come to the edge. I just saw the Seven of Pentacles. It didn't fall out, but it kind of flipped over, and that's sort of can be kind of a hesitating sort of energy. Okay, come to the edge. What do you want to say about come to the edge, Spirit? And you know, the come to the edge reminds me of the Fool card, right? Like in this deck I'm using, the Rider-Waite, the Fool stands on the precipice, and that is all about starting a new journey, sometimes taking a little bit of a risk, taking a leap, like when you can't see what's ahead, and just trusting. And with that higher power, I feel like that is one of the messages that your spirit team has you, and they're guiding you, and you can feel confident about taking this leap, whatever that might be. Okay, so with come to the edge, we have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, I feel like this is you like looking out on this, you know, precipice here, and you're like, but I can't see clearly. The Seven of Cups is about like confusion, or just kind of all the what ifs that come up when you're considering something new, like this leap of faith. So I feel like you aren't wanting to take this leap unless you have some kind of clarity or certainty, right? All these clouds indicate cloudiness, clouding your vision, clouding your thoughts right now. Okay, so let's see. Clarify time for a nap. Why is that here, Spirit? Spirit's also saying, think of all the possibilities. Don't just think about all the things that could go wrong, like all the what ifs, which tend to be, what if this happens? What if that happens? And they're usually kind of like bad things happening. Spirit's saying, also think about all the good things that could happen. All these cups being full with wonderful things. All right, tell me about time for a nap. What do you want to say about time for a nap? King of Swords peeked out. Okay, now we have the Two of Swords. Yeah, this is like this time out, time for a nap. This is a pause. Can sort of be like a stalemate situation, where you're just kind of sitting here quietly, peacefully. Sometimes it's also about not being able to see something. See how she has a blindfold on, and then we have these clouds. Yeah, I feel like you're wanting to kind of sit here and say, no, wait, I need to think about all the possibilities, all the what ifs before I make a decision. The Two of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and then maybe also the Pentacles, just kind of like weighing your options, and you're trying to decide something, think about something, kind of take this time out to take a nap, to think about your next steps. I feel like there's a real hesitating kind of energy here. Okay, Spirit, tell me about higher power, and then we'll go back and clarify those other cards. What do you want to say about higher power? I'm also getting something about your intuition, because on this higher power card, there's like a key. Can you see that? Yeah, this key here. And this light, it's like on that individual's third eye. So that speaks about your intuition, like tapping into that in order to make this decision. Okay, so clarifying that was the Devil. So the Devil is a card of, can mean a lot of things, but like restriction, feeling like you can't do something. Just with this Two of Swords and like her arms crossed over her chest, it's almost like this feeling of being blocked, like you can't see the way forward. Maybe you're not trusting your intuition, your spirit team. So we'll get some clarifications on these and dig in some more. So Spirit, tell me about this Seven of Cups and come to the edge. What should they know about this? I was already feeling like Spirit wanting you to look at sort of like the glass half full, not half empty. What more do they need to know about this come to the edge? Okay, Hermit. Okay, there's a lot of like introspection, time for a nap. I'm really feeling like Spirit is encouraging you to take this chance, but you're the one that's sort of putting yourself in this like hermit mode. I don't think that's Spirit saying that you should do that. So let's see what else. So we're getting the Hermit, the Five of Pentacles, and how interesting. Look, they're both in a snowy environment, right? Like in the cold, in the winter, like things aren't growing, things aren't happening. It's like you're afraid you're going to be left out in the cold in some way if you take this leap. Like, what if I fall? You know, these people on this card are injured. So what if I fall? Seven of Swords. So let's see. Look up the Hermit, the Five of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, I just get this real like trusting or distrusting of this leap that you're being called to take. And the Hermit can also feel like feeling alone, right? This is a solitary energy. And the Five of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords can feel like being left out in the cold, maybe betrayed by others. So whatever you're considering, you're really hesitating because maybe you're afraid that this is something that has happened in the past. You've been left out in the cold by others. And the Hermit's like, maybe I just want to be alone. And it's funny, I saw some card that made me think of love. I think it was the in the Oracle deck. So I don't know if this could be like relationship wise. That hasn't come out in the tarot per se yet, but we'll see what else comes out on this Two of Swords. But something about just maybe feeling hurt, rejected by people in the past. Okay, so, and then maybe keeping you feeling leery. Okay, so two came out. Now we have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling that was love, but typically the Eight of Pentacles is about work and working really hard on something. And Judgment is making a decision, putting the past behind you. It's a card of rebirth, like, you know, they're coming up out of these coffins here. So it's like answering a call to a rebirth. And with this, you know, time for a nap and the Two of Swords, I really feel like Spirit's calling you out, right? Calling you out from this snap. All right, let me see what else comes out with that. I usually pull 3 clarifiers on each tarot, and those two came out together. So let's see what else. It's like you feel like you're not finished working on something. If you're working, you've been working really hard. This is like a card of mastery. You've been working really hard to master something, and you feel like you're not quite ready to debut it yet, right? You're like, no, I need to like take a nap. I need to just kind of somehow pull yourself back from people. We get that with the Hermit also. It's like you feel like you don't want to take a risk at sharing this thing that you've been working on because you're afraid that people might reject it. There's something generally coming out about that. Okay, what else about this time for a nap, Spirit? I just saw the Three of Pentacles. That can be putting your work out in public. Tell me a little bit more about this Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords and this Time for a Nap both have a moon, I just noticed. They both have a crescent moon. It's like you feel like the phase of development that your Eight of Pentacles is in, like, isn't quite full yet, right? That would be like a full moon, would be a completion of a cycle, and maybe you're feeling like you still have more work to do. You need a little bit more time, you're telling Spirit. Tell me more about this Two of Swords. Oops. Justice. Okay. Big decision time. Let me get one more on that. Yeah, with the Two of Swords and Justice, I feel like Spirit's saying time's up. It's time to make a decision. The Judgment is there and Justice are there, both clarifying that Two of Swords. Yeah, it's like it's time to take a risk and put out whatever it is you're working on at whatever stage it's at. For some reason, it's ready. Even if you don't feel like it's completely ready, and it may not be perfect. Spirit saying, yeah, I feel like also with this like Seven of Swords that came out with that Five of Pentacles, like you're doubting your skills or something, right? This could be like self-sabotage sometimes with the Seven of Swords, like almost like you just kind of like want to run away because you've got some kind of fear going on, fear of rejection, fear that you're just not ready. Okay, one more here on the Two of Swords. Is that coming? The Death card flipped over. Yeah, I think it's done. Like I just heard an oven ding, you know, when your cake is done baking. Ding, it's ready. It's ready to come out. All right, let's see about this Devil. So, you know, we've got the Devil and the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords. I feel like maybe you have a fear of like toxic people. I don't know. There's something about this Devil and the Seven of Swords and the Five of Pentacles, like fear of what people are going to say, what they're going to think. Maybe they're going to be, you know, mean people, that kind of thing. Wow. These two came out together. The Six of Wands and the World. Look how there's a laurel wreath on both of these cards. The laurel wreath is a symbol of success. It's a symbol of victory. And he is taking like this, I wanted to say victory lap, but it's basically a card where this individual is coming back into town and everyone is praising him. This is a card of public recognition. And look, the World is here too. It's like being recognized on the world stage. I feel like this person here on this card is like proudly sharing what he's created, you know, that Eight of Pentacles that he was working really hard on. It's like debuting it into the world and everyone is around him and supporting him and cheering him on. But you've got that like Devil in the background saying, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm just hearing like it's not good enough, it's not ready, people are going to criticize what I've created. Tell me more about this Devil under higher power. Page of Cups. I think you're going to be very happily surprised at people's reactions. This is a card of like love news. I feel like people are going to be showing you love for what you've created, and you're kind of surprised by this. Okay, let me get one more here on the Devil. The Devil is also Capricorn, and Capricorn's associated with hard work. The Eight of Pentacles and the Devil is really hard work, discipline, and the Page of Cups can be a very playful energy. Yeah, like sort of like Spirit's asking you to be a little bit more lighthearted, not to take this so seriously. You know, when we work really hard on something, we do take it seriously. And if you have a lot at stake with this thing that you're working on, of course you're going to take it seriously, especially if it's like a business or, you know, something like that, your livelihood. But Spirit's asking you to have more of a lighthearted energy about this. I'm just getting intuitively like this is going to be a long-term thing. And if you want to stay in this thing for the long haul, you can't be so like, I don't know, with this devil energy, like so strict almost with yourself about this thing. Like it has to be perfect, and it has to be a certain way before it's seen. Like you're going to burn out, like the devil, the Capricorn energy. It feels kind of like working so hard that you get to a place of burnout, and Spirit saying, be more lighthearted because you'll enjoy the journey more. Okay, so Strength came out as the third card with that. Yeah, it's just feeling like confidence, having confidence in yourself, kind of ignoring any like doubt and fear that you might have that's holding you back. See how these figures are chained? Well, in this card, the chains are very loose, and they could let them go. They could release them. So Spirit, what is this higher power? Tell me a little bit more about this higher power. Page of Cups can also be intuition. Like listening to that little voice inside of you. Like this Page of Cups is coming through as like this little, you know, the fish in the cup. It's that little voice that's telling you that you're going to be successful. And I feel like you know this intuitively, but you're still kind of hesitating. Like they're asking you to call on your confidence, like really be in your strength with this. And Leo, so this Strength is Leo, and Leo is kind of like the Page of Cups. It's a sunny, happy, kind of light energy compared to Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn sun and a Leo rising, so I can say that. And I'm a Sagittarius moon. And here's Sagittarius, Temperance, Patience. So Strength and Patience. I think this is why I was picking up the like the message, like this is going to be a long-term thing. Like you'll need to be patient through this, but that doesn't mean that you need to keep working on this thing that you're working on before you share it, before you take this kind of leap of faith and put it out there. Like this is going to be something that's kind of like long going and slow. Like the Temperance like card is about taking your time. So let's see, what else do we want to clarify here? Spirit, what other messages do you want to share here? Yeah, we've got the Death card, and I was mentioning like it's a card of ending, and I really feel like it's like ending this nap, because that's where it came out under the Two of Swords and the nap, and it's like this is over. And this is also a card of rebirth, just like the Judgment. I might have said that already. Sorry. Sometimes when I'm in this like space, I forget what I've already said a minute ago. And Justice. Making that decision. It's a big decision to put this out there. And Spirit's kind of recognizing that with a higher power here. They understand that. But it's like you don't have anything to fear. I mean, with the World and the Six of Wands and the Page of Cups, that's just like a really joyous, you know, energy of success and successful completion. And you're really going to be pleasantly surprised. I love how that Page of Cups came out there. You're going to be very pleasantly surprised. It's almost like with the, so we got the Temperance here is the angel, and we have that, this is clarifying the devil. So we have the angel and the devil. I feel like you have these two, like, you know, on your shoulders talking to you. And Spirit saying you need to like temper the negative voices. Temper the devil on your shoulder, because he's going to keep you, it's going to hold you back. That negative talk, the fears, that's going to hold you back. And you can rely on your higher power, your spirit team, your intuition. Nine of Cups. Wow. That is a dream come true. Wish fulfillment. Feeling really satisfied. I think when you put this thing out there, you're going to feel like so pleased with yourself. The nines are about the self. And this is about really being happy with your own self, like being really satisfied. See how he's got his arms crossed? Like you're going to be really pleased and satisfied. And I'm hearing chuffed. I don't know if some of you watching are from the UK, but I think that's something like people in the UK say, like being really chuffed, like really, how do you describe that in American words? Just it's pleased, but like tickled, being really tickled. And I said this Page of Cups here, like really pleasantly surprised at how this is received with that Six of Wands. What else do you want to say, Spirit? Let me just get a couple more cards. I feel like they want to say something else. What else do the people tuning into this message need to hear right now? Knight of Swords. Wow, this is like determination. Like go for it. Go after this thing. You're going to need determination to beat this devil energy I'm hearing. But I just sat that down right on top of time for a nap. Like this is the opposite of time for a nap. I really feel like whatever you're sitting on, it's time to get it out there. To take that chance, to take that leap. Spirit, what do you want to tell them about this Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords? What's keeping them in hermit mode? Seven of Cups. What's your advice on that? Knight of Wands. So this is another fast night, and nights are all about action. So this is about spirits really just wanting you to get moving. Don't worry. Just, the Knight of Wands is very ambitious, and he's passionate, and he's brave, and he's protected. See, he's got this cloak on with the salamanders, and he's like using his fire energy, but he knows he's protected. And I think that's where the higher power is coming in. Like this thing you're working on is protected. I'm feeling like this is something that you're really meant to share with the world. We have the World card here. And Spirit just wants you to kind of get out there and not worry about not being supported or, what people might say, what people might think, any kind of criticism. And that may be something that's kind of subconscious, but it looks like it's there. Four of Wands. Another card of celebration, success. This is going with like the World. See how this is like a finish line? And it's like he's coming back into town and crossing under this finish line, being celebrated by others, right? There's this success, all these garlands, like the garland here and the little wreath on his pole and the laurel wreath here, all symbolize success. This thing that you're doing is going to be successful. And I just feel like Spirit's like, it's time to get going, be determined, let your passion for this thing, like let this be, I feel like it's like a passion project or something. Let that passion and ambition fuel you, and just kind of ignore this kind of energy. Ignore the haters I'm hearing. And, don't keep this under wraps. It's almost like I'm seeing his lantern being under his cloak, and Spirit's like, get your light out there. You have a light to share with the world. The Hermit can also be a spiritual like mentor for people, a spiritual leader of some sort, just a guide. And I feel like this is really protected. See how there's like that light on this card here too, shining? Yeah, like you have a higher purpose. Your light can guide others, but you need to just get going on that. Okay, final card here. Anything else, Spirit? Nap time is over, I'm hearing. And also, I'm noticing this fox on here, and we have the Seven of Swords. So, foxes are known to be clever, and the Seven of Swords can also be sort of clever, having a strategy, having a plan. It's like time for this like little fox to wake up and start like making a plan for yourself maybe some strategy of how you're going to put your work out into the world. Okay, last card, Spirit. Actually, I think they want me to grab an oracle card. Yes. So we're going to grab one more for this deck. Final message that this collective needs to hear, Spirit. Thinker. I feel like I want to get more. Yeah, don't overthink this. Spirit's saying that's why that card came out. Like you're pondering too much. You're waiting. You're done like thinking and planning. Just start taking action with those 2 knights there. And they're the 2 fastest knights. So that's like really getting your butt in gear, I'm hearing. Okay, one more, Spirit. Just so imagine the best outcome, like we started with that 7 of Cups. Imagine everything going well. Sorry, I take jumpers, so I'm a little bit of a long shuffler if something isn't jumping out, but that has always worked best for me, so it may not translate super well on camera sometimes. Loyal heart. See, this is the people. You're going to find your people. I feel like this is like this magnet, like pulling these 2 together. Yeah, this is not something that you're going to need to worry about, right? These people that don't support you, that leave you out in the cold, you're actually going to be drawing the people who are loyal to you, the people that need you, to whatever it is that you're doing. Owls are also symbols of intuition and wisdom. You have a lot of wisdom to share. See this thinker card? You're very intelligent. You have a lot of wisdom, and that may sometimes also play into like being a little bit perfectionist. Like that devil is also bringing me that energy too. Like again with that Capricorn, sometimes Capricorns can be a little bit perfectionistic, and it's like, don't overthink it. Yes, you have a lot to share, but your message doesn't need to be, you know, with that Hermit, your message doesn't need to be perfect. Like just your wisdom is going to draw the right people to you, and you're going to learn as you go. You're going to grow as you go, I heard. And then this was also on my desk. It just fell out and I didn't notice it poised. This means you're ready. And look how beautiful this is with the Come to the Edge card. Look how similar they are, right? It's like you are ready to take this leap. So put this thing out there that you are working on or that you've been planning for a long time, whatever this 8 of Pentacles is for you. I wish you the best of luck. It looks like it's going to be really successful. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, so best of luck with that, and I would love to hear about it. If you would like to share in the comments below, please consider liking my channel or liking this video and subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.